everyone. I am Jess Renaissance. Now I'm gonna tackling about how to teach statistic and probability in elementary learners. So let's start. What is probability? A probability is a number that reflects the chance or likelihood that a particular event will occur. So when we say probability, it is the likelihood that something will happen. It doesn't necessarily mean that will happen. It's just the likelihood or the probability. Like for example, we use when we doing basic homes is dice. Dice, there is six possibilities. So you can say that's the probability or the possible that you will rule a 2. That are the option out of 6. That's the probability. It is the likelihood that something will happen. It doesn't necessarily mean that will happen. It's just the likelihood, the probability. How about statistic? Statistics, the branch of mathematics in which we study about the collection, organization, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of data or information. So there are 5 components under the probability and statistic in teaching primary learners. First, the data collection and representation in tables. Second, organizing data using tallies table. Third, pictograph and bar graph. And the last, simple probability. So I'm gonna tackle each components. First, the data collection and the representation in table. Did you know that 4 of the top 5 smallest cities in the Philippines in terms of land area are found in Metro Manila? These are San Juan City, Mandaluyong City, Navotas City, and Pasay City. So the top 5 smallest city in the Philippines in terms of land area are San Juan City, Mandaluyong City, Navotas City, Cavite City, and Pasay City. So these lists of cities with their corresponding land areas are called data. So what is data? Data is information, especially facts or numbers collected to be examined and considered. So the data above can be presented in a table. So what is table? A table is made up of columns and rows which is used to make presentation of data or information clearer, more organized, and more attractive way. A table also has a title, column headers, and data. The column headers is called to the title of each column. So take a look at this one. This table shows the top 5 smallest city in the Philippines. The title of the table is Top 5 Smallest in the Philippines. On the other hand, name of city, land area, rank are called column headers. So when you observe that it is now much clearer for us to identify the cities and their respective land areas and ranks because they are arranged in the table. So again, let's recall that the table is made up of rows, column, and it is used to represent data in a clearer, more organized, and more attractive way. Organization and recording data. Data is information or facts about people or object. It can be information about the measurement or different object or even the description of object or events. Like for example, the number of trees in your backyard is data. The height of your classmate is also data. So in organizing and recording data, it is important to collect data and various things to make a conclusion about the things around you. Like for example, say you want to know the favorite colors of your classmates. So for this, you can conduct a survey in your class by asking your classmates about their favorite colors. So When you asked a favorite colors of your classmate, the information you gather might look like this. There are 3 students like for pink, 6 students voted for white, 4 students voted for black, and 3 students voted for red. So the gathering of this type of information is called collection of data. Collecting data on its own is not very useful. It is best to organize the collected data so that it is easier to compare and make conclusion from data. So, here are some easy ways to organize data. First, organizing data using tallies table. So, a tally table is a table that represents the occurrence of an event in a way that calculating becomes easy. So, a tally table is a simple way of organizing data using tally marks. So, what is tally mark? A tally marks are one way to show the count of things in the data. So, take a look at the picture and above. On the right side, there are 1. 1 stands for 1 tally mark, and the left side is 5. 5 stands for 5 tally mark. So this tally table shows the data collected on my classmates' favorite animals. In this tally table, 1 tally mark is made for every student's favorite animal. Since there are 4 students who voted for cat, there are 4 tally marks in the front of cat. Try to observe. So after looking the data in the tally table and comparing the tally marks in front of each animal, you can easily come to the conclusion that a dog is the most popular animal among my classmates. You can also tell from the tally table that a bear is the least favorite animal among my classmates since it has only 2 tally marks in the front of it. Did you guys understand? So this would be the second easy way to organize data is reading and interpreting pictograph. A graph or a table in which pictures are used to show the count of data is known as pictograph. Each picture in the graph can represent more than an item or thing. A K at the bottom of the pictograph tells you how many items are represented by each picture in the pictograph. So, a graph is a visual way of showing data. Data organized in a pictorial form is also easy to read and compare. Like for example, a survey was conducted to find how many trees Marlo's planted in the past few weeks by reading the pictograph like this. There are 10 trees that Marlo planted in week 1, 8 trees Marlo planted in week 2, and there are 4 in week 3, 6 trees in week 4. The same data organized in the form of pictograph looks like this. To understand the number of trees Marlo's planted, you would count the number of trees pictured in the front of week 1 and then multiply that number by 2. There are 5 trees in the front of week 1. This means that 10 number of trees Marlo planted in a week 1 because each tree has equivalent of 2. 5 times 5 trees shown in a graph equals 10 number of trees Marlo planted in week 1. So this illustration is what we call again pictograph. Pictograph is a graph that uses pictures to give an information about its facts. So pictograph has 4 parts. This would be the title, label, picture or symbol, and legend. So when we say title, it can be seen at top of the pictograph. And the title of our pictograph here is the number of trees Marlos planted. Next is the label. This can be seen at the left side of the graph. And the label of our pictograph is week. Week 1, 2, 3, and week 4. Then picture or symbol is used to understand easily, and this can be seen at the right side of the graph. From this pictograph, the picture or symbol that we use is trees. Lastly, the legend. It represents the number of each picture or symbol that is mostly seen below the graph. The legend of this pictograph in each symbol of trees is equivalent to 2 trees.